Greetings, humans of Earth. We are the Amoeba People. What in the world was that? We're pleased to be here. We came a very, very long way to be here, 27 light years to be exact. And we're quite tired, but now we are ready to rock, because that journey led us here, to a planet where we have been sent to study the scientific phenomena of your world, as well as the scientists who made those startling discoveries.
In the year of 1910 there was a scientist whose name was Alfred Wegener. He noticed that the continents looked just like pieces of a broken puzzle. By 1915 he called it continental drift. It caused a rift with his fellow scientists who sang, "Ha ha, Alfred Wegener, you are a crazy man. Ha ha, Alfred Wegener, you are a crazy little man." They reminded him he had no clue for how or why the continents could do this. Until you show just how or why, you merely have one interesting hypothesis. Until this evidence we see, you don't have a theory. Ha ha, Alfred Wegener, you are a crazy man. Ha ha, Alfred Wegener, you are a crazy little man. In the year of 1930, on an expedition to Greenland, Wegener got caught in a blizzard. When they finally found him, it was much, oh much too late. And they buried him in an icy mausoleum. 30 years after he died, a new idea came to light. It changed the way geologists saw the world and brought continental drift back to life. Now everybody sing! Yeehaw! Alfred Wegener, you are a brilliant man. Yeehaw! Alfred Wegener, you are a brilliant, brilliant man. Continental drift. Alfred Wegener's theory, continental drift. Alfred Wegener's theory, continental drift. Alfred Wegener's theory, continental drift. Alfred Wegener's brilliant theory.
Thank you, you kind humans. Thank you. You know, the Milky Way galaxy is approximately 100,000 light years across. The average household futon is approximately 6 feet in length. And this next song is about 3 minutes.
Now the stars are very, very far away. Now the stars are very, very far away.
So you're sitting on your futon and your thoughts turn to cosmology, empowered tiny specks adrift in space. And you realize where you sit is really just the start of it, as your mind begins to wander from this place. For your futon's in a room, and the room is in a house, or an apartment on a block in a neighborhood. And whether homely, plain, or pretty, it's in a town or in a city, just like you'd expect a neighborhood would. And at this time I should relate, the city's in a county, and the county's in a state, the state's in a country, and the country's in a continent, no matter how you scan it. And I'd like to make it clear that the continent's in a hemisphere, which is part of a bigger sphere we call a planet. And you sit there on your futon, Earth is in a system which revolves around a star called the Sun, which is 93 million miles away. And the Sun's in the outer arm of a spiral-shaped galaxy of stars, which the ancient Greeks named the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is part of something called the Local Group, which contains our galaxy and roughly 30 more. And the Local Group is part of the Virgo supercluster containing galaxies, nebulae, and quasars. And everywhere in the universe you look, and every cranny and every nook, are superclusters brimming with billions of stars. And you're sitting on your futon, and you're lost into cosmology. Now here's the trippy part, the part that may just blow your mind. For stars are made of elements, as you may know. And the elements found in stars are in birds and trees and cars, as well as rocks and air and grandma's cookie dough. Yes, the building blocks of the sun are everywhere, and in everyone, including you and me and your crazy Uncle Leon. They have names that are quite common, like helium, hydrogen, and carbon, and stranger ones like beryllium and neon. But to see the magic of these stars, you needn't travel oh so far, or blast off in your custom-made spaceship. For the elements found in space can even be found inside this place, and in your futon, where you sit there eating corn chips. And you sit there on your futon, and you're not certain to cosmology. And you sit there on your futon, and you wonder, what exactly is a futon? And you sit there on your futon, and you're not certain of cosmology. And you sit there on your futon, and you wonder, what exactly is a futon?
Thank you, humans.
Thank you so much. Now, we're coming to the close of our brief set here, and we realized doing a 3-song set, we wanted to make this last song an encore. So we're going to need your help. In a moment, we'd like to ask you to. We're going to turn our backs and pretend like we are walking off stage, and we would like you to have a sort of rousing chorus of "No, Amoeba People, don't go," or one more song, something along those lines. Would that work, gentlemen? We're going to turn our backs, and then we're going to act very surprised when we hear you calling for this, and then we will do the encore. Sound good? Can we get your help on that? Thank you. Okay.
The crowd has spoken.
They are so kind. Thank you. Well, we have to do an encore after that. Thank you.
Got to give the people what they want, right?
That's right. Well, for our encore, we'd like to do a song about probably the single most revered figure in the PBS pantheon.
Of course, we're talking about Elmo, right? Elmo?
Oh, perhaps we are going to do a song about the second most revered figure in the PBS pantheon.
So clearly you're talking about the ensemble cast of Downton Abbey.
Right.
Let me revise that. The third most important figure in the PBS pantheon, and the most important to the Amoeba people, Carl Sagan!
He was born and raised in Brooklyn, where he wondered about the stars, insatiably curious about this universe of ours. No matter where he went, he always tried to understand the mysteries of the stars and the conundrum that is man. Yes, conundrum that is man. Straight out of Brooklyn like a comet to the stars, Carl's mind wandered from this pale blue car of ours. He had ideas about the planet
planets that tested quite well. He launched a bunch of missions when he worked with JPL. Yeah, that's right, he worked with JPL. Mariner, Galileo, Viking, Voyager 1 and 2. He even lent a hand to the manned mission to the moon. Aw, yeah, manned mission to the moon.
Straight out of Brooklyn like a comet to the stars. Carl's mind wandered from this pale blue dawn of ours.
He went on TV. He pointed to the sky and said we're probably not alone but need a skeptical eye. That's right, you need a skeptical eye. He used Drake's equation to calculate the chance that somewhere there's a planet with impressive intelligence. Say what? Impressive intelligence. Sing it with me now.
Straight out of Brooklyn like a comet to the stars. Carl's mind wandered from this pale blue dawn of ours.
Yo, Mr. H, to take it away.
For a man who spent such time with his eyes fixed above, he kept his 2 feet
Planted
on the planet that
he loved.
Yes, it was the
Planet that he loved.
Carl surely proved that a skeptical mind could still be filled with wonder and the mysteries of mankind. Let's bring it home now.
Straight out of Brooklyn like a comet to the stars. Carl's mind wandered from this pale blue dawn of ours.
Thank you, humans.
Thank you, humans of Earth. Thank you, PBS
Thank you
SoCal
very
and
much.
TED Talks.
Thank you.
Education Revolution. We appreciate you having us here tonight. Thank you so much.